Hello everyone, my name is Harley and welcome to TransByDef. Another episode, woohoo! So this week's topic is gender and sexuality. I'm playing with my hair. So it's just flying around like, oh well, don't look at it. Anyways, yeah, so gender and sexuality, is there like a difference, and yes, there is. There's always like a question that always follows up when, I tell people I'm transsexual or I'm transitioning, and, like in the beginning when my friends were asking like, so are you gay? Like, do you like men or do you like women? And, it's funny how that question always happens. It's a curiosity question, I think, more. I don't think it's more of an ignorant question. I mean, some people are kind of uneducated and not realizing it's not the same, but I don't like saying ignorant because, I think ignorance being used more demeanor than anything nowadays. I think it's, better just to say uneducated, even though it's the same thing. But the thing is, it's like, yeah, people are kind of uneducated about the fact that there are differences when you're gender and sexuality. But anyways, it's just an interesting curiosity question that I always see come up. But one thing I want to express with this topic is, the terminology. I mean, there's sex, there's gender, and there's sexuality, and I mean, with sexual orientation, let's just be more specific on that. And now, sex, this is where kind of the line begins to blur, because not everyone realizes this or doesn't get it, But, sex is more of a biology term, whether or not it's male or, the species, it's male or female for species, but, and sometimes, it's neither, But the thing is, it's like, that's really related to more reproductive biology specific. And yes, some of the identifications, like driver's license, has it has a sex marker, but in reality, when you go for a change, it's actually a gender marker. So it really means the gender, and gender is more of a cultural driven terminology for sex, but it's more flexible in a sense. It's more like, it's not, I mean, people kind of say it's a man or a woman, but being transgender, I think we're expressing that it's more than just a man or a woman. There's a gender spectrum in between, because you can be, a really tough man appearance on the outside, but really feminine on the inside, or vice versa, or you could be, gender queer, and you can be all sorts of genders, in that spectrum. I mean, it's not like I mentioned this before in one of my topics earlier, where it's not like a one-dimensional linear line graph of gender spectrum. It's more of like a two-dimension, because I do feel like it's both internal and external, internal feelings and external with, gender, because I mean, that's kind of how the world looks at it now. Hopefully, maybe it won't be that way, but that's kind of what it is. But I feel like there is more of a spectrum than just a one-dimension, gender. So yes. Anyways, let me kind of go into more of, since that is more specifically what the difference is, let's just talk about, me transitioning, what differences has arose when I was transitioning. Well, first of all, when I was transitioning, I was always aiming to the binary gender, which I was trying to be a woman, and, but then when you start going into transitioning, you start to realize that, wow, there is this huge spectrum that I can just sit anywhere in the spectrum, and, if I feel comfortable, I'm going to stay there. And I think that's really where it kind of makes sense when you're growing as a transgender, because you start to realize that, hey, there's more than just a binary gender out there. So that definitely opened me up to possibly staying as androgynous or going more feminine. So it kind of made me feel more relaxed, as I was transitioning, because, it wasn't like I had to be all the way at this end, because it's not that simple. So the other thing is sexuality, and I definitely talked about this in the past, but I guess I'll recap it. I feel like, as I came out more, I expressed myself more. I wasn't afraid to admit if I liked a guy or if I didn't like a guy. So I think that was, I think I kind of grew on that and not more of afraid. But I mean, I've always liked women, and even though it was like, it's hard to say. Like I still like women. It's not, that hasn't really changed. But the fact that me realizing about guys, it's, I mean, I feel like I do find them attractive when I look at a guy, but as far as really getting physical with a guy, I'm not really feeling it. So, if that makes any sense, I mean, like, I'll find a guy cute and stuff. I'm like, yeah, he's pretty cute, so therefore I'm kind of bi, if I find a guy cute, so, but the thing is like, I can't have that physical connection with someone because I just don't feel that, I don't feel it too much. But before, I never really could admit to that part of me, like saying that guy's actually pretty cute. But I do feel it more now that I'm, I think my hormones shifted a bit, where it's like, now that I'm feminine and a little softer, it's like when I see a guy now, and like, I can tell the difference now. It's amazing, like, just knowing that, when you know the difference, it's like, oh man, I tell you, like, okay, I'll tell you one, I'll tell you a story, guys. So Harley story. I went to a party, and do you know where this is going? No. But I went to a party, and we happened to play Spin the Bottle, and I swear to God, I kissed, I mean, I don't like swearing to God, but I swear I kissed everyone there, because that bottle just did not like me, or I think it was a trick. But so I got to experience what it's like to kiss a guy and kiss girls, and to be honest with you, it's like, oh my God, it's different. It's like, it's completely like a flip, and I think I realized at that time that I just enjoy kissing girls because it's like amazing. Anyways, like, but that's more of my sexual orientation. Kissing guys, it felt kind of strange. I didn't feel attracted to it, and so I really felt like that was more of the sign that, yes, I do think guys cute, but I just don't get physical. I think that really solidified that fact for me, But, can it change in the future? Of course. You're always growing, you're always changing, that's kind of how it is. But anyways, I think that's enough for this topic. Yeah. I've been trying something new with the makeup, so it's kind of more of a rock look. I like it, but I don't know, I'm trying new things out, so whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna sign out right now, but Harley out. See you next week. Bye.